everyone, welcome back to the EJ Sports Podcast. This is your host, Ewan Boy J here.
Hey,
And today we're going to be talking about TKO and WWE, the war of the corporate versus the company, wrestlers versus the suits, honestly. And the reason why we're going to be touching on this subject is pretty much the reason why the whole WWE Universe, both you could say on Twitter, online, and on the fans, is what the hell is going on. I'm talking about SmackDown and I'm talking about Raw because on SmackDown, Pat McAfee, for some reason, is the one that Randy Orton started talking to, allegedly. And the reason why I say that, and the reason why I say with all this, is because it is rumored that TKO specifically chose Pat McAfee to be the one to join Randy Orton and to be inserted into this feud. Now, the reason why this became such huge news was because of the so-called pipe bomb that CM Punk gave on Monday Night Raw. Basically saying, you bastards, whatever you guys are doing, you're screwing it up. It's TKO, your fault. But Jay, I want to talk about this because what we saw on SmackDown and what we saw on Raw is a clear example of why, according to your words, AEW is better. AEW is the true wrestling company in the United States that truly encapsulates what wrestling is, professional wrestling. Now, Jay, I'm going to give it to you for you to explain what the hell is going on with TKO and the WWE in the creative sense.
I'm always right about what I say. Not all the time, ladies
Not
and
all the
gentlemen,
time.
but half of the time, I'm always right. AEW at the moment is better than WWE. Yeah, when Cripple Fraud got the company when Vince left, they were on top of the food chain. But afterwards, well, just because of the storyline of Cody trying to finish the story, the bloodline, my tribal chief,
The Rock.
the Mr. Rock was there. There's a reason why the product was well produced, well organized. But now with Cripple Fraud, um,
Before we go into that, allegedly, according to Wrestle Talk, according to any sort of wrestling journalist out there, they're saying that it's not Triple H's fault. Even though he is supposed to be the head of creative, they're saying it's not his fault. Now, do you believe that, or do you still think that the bald fraud himself is the one doing all this and not be able to manage the wolves that is TKO?
look at this. I kind of agree with you in that part. Yeah, it's not Cripple Fraud's fault, but it's also, I will give it 50-50 because he also has a voice to say, no, I'm not going to do it. F you. I'm not going to do whatever you guys are thinking about. I'm going to keep on doing my storylines, whatever I feel that is good. That means if you want to do whatever you guys want to do, I'm not going to do it. He could just say that. But the problem is that. The problem is this. He's not Vince. If it was Vince, he was just directly put the middle finger at them and say, nope, you're not going to do it.
See, that's the thing, and this is the thing I wanted people to understand. If they don't know what's going on, when TKO basically when TKO was created, when the UFC and WWE merged into one company, Ari Emanuel and Vince McMahon. Ari Emanuel is the head guy. He's the one supposed to be in control of the UFC, basically be the one not supposed to be involved with the WWE,
Just
but
the finance and the other
he
stuff.
basically the head guy of TKO. He's basically, I would say, best friends, or at least good friends with Vince McMahon, and told him that basically WWE is your business. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm gonna be dealing with the UFC, and you do your thing. Now, many years later, Vince is gone. No more Vince McMahon. Triple H takes over, and you could see the dip, if you know what I mean. because since Vince has been fully gone, we've had the the Rock saga when it comes to WrestleMania when Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. We had that saga of the idea of The Rock inserting himself, wanting to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Triple H had to step in. He didn't help. Then we stepped in, the fans. The We Want Cody section stepped in.
But the problem is that we won Cody. Guess what? Yeah, it happened. But afterwards, his reign as champ wasn't the best.
But that's what I'm saying though.
Just because of Cripple Fraud couldn't find any good storyline for him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's the difference though. We would have had Roman Reigns versus The Rock. We might have Rock as champion.
Rock as champion, and probably during SummerSlam, Cody could have won the championship there.
But that's the thing with Cody being champion, we wouldn't have had Cody versus AJ in France, which one of the biggest crowd reactions, one of the best matches of his whole entire
It
reign.
could have been The Rock against AJ.
No, that's the thing though. The Rock wouldn't have been present. He would have been like Roman Reigns did, like Brock Lesnar, basically like temporary champions, part-time champions.
But the problem was, the thing was that The Rock was available just because he was on. He actually took time to do everything
See,
away from the movie scenes.
This is the thing though. We're assuming Rock is champion. What if Rock doesn't become champion? We still have part-time Roman. And by that point, the bloodline was stale. I'm sorry to say this. By the time it was Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan versus Edge, he was already getting stale. By the time Sami Zayn and Jey Uso turned heel, or turned face basically on Roman Reigns, he was already stale. It was Sami Zayn that was bringing it up. Him and Kevin Owens, or more specifically Sami Zayn, was the one that's helping the bloodline move forward. His antics, his comedy. Then there was a storyline of Jey Uso finally becoming the man, the guy outside of the Samoan bloodline. Then, on the first WrestleMania, the WrestleMania in LA, it was time to give Cody the belt. There was no need for Roman Reigns to be champion.
I think that would have been perfect in LA. Give him the title, and
We could have done Rock versus Roman, not for the title, just for who is truly the boss, who's truly the guy.
I think what would have been perfect: Cody losing the title at SummerSlam to Roman, and then Roman having the title all the way to WrestleMania.
No. Just no more Roman. That's the thing. Roman was the issue.
And The Rock winning the Royal Rumble.
Nah, see, this is the thing. You're still trying to shoehorn in Roman. Knowing Roman Reigns, the whole bloodline saga by that point was stale. I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry if I'm the one being the bad guy here, saying that the darling that WWE likes, the one that can't really wrestle, the one that's only there for the moments, for the pops. The only reason why people still give him pops because he shows up like 3 to 4 times a year. I'm sorry. By that point, many wrestling fans were out of it. We're sick of it. The only reason why they came back to WWE was because Cody returned. Not because of Roman. Roman carried a dead era. Yes, you could have said COVID, but it was a dead era. The best wrestlers weren't wrestling for the title and weren't winning the title. Because at this point, Brock was champion and Roman was champion. And then one WrestleMania, they united the belts and it was just Roman. Everyone knew the best storyline, the best matches were not the main event, were underneath the main event.
Well then. Anyways,
but look,
we all blame it on Cripple Fraud.
But that's the thing.
TKO.
To bring it back to what the original point, my point was, is that TKO was already meddling in years ago, wanting a Rock. Well, now when it came to the whole idea of the Rock, him wanting Cody's soul, him adding Travis Scott, him telling Cena and telling Triple H. Remember, we saw it on WWE Unreal. It was Rock's idea. The Rock is on the board of TKO. He wanted to turn turn Cena heel, and basically create something. But the issue was he decided to no show WrestleMania. And we had Travis Scott. The only TKO suggestions that have worked is Jelly Roll and currently is Little Yachty.
Little
Because
fool.
Lil Yachty with Trick Williams, that works. Jelly Roll actually has passion for the business, loves the business. So he actually wants to actually wrestle. Those are the only two people have actually worked when it comes to TKO actually doing stuff.
All right. Neither of those fools should not be in.
I'm not saying they should be. I'm just saying that
They're the
when it came
ones who
to
are ruining the product, but whatever.
you're telling me
Pat
that
McAfee, I need to say,
Pat McAfee should
sorry,
not be doing
bud.
anything.
You're good as a commentator,
Wait, hold on,
wrestler.
hold on, hold on,
Yes,
hold on,
you're
hold up,
good,
hold up, hold up,
but you
Jay,
should
Jay,
not be
Jay,
in this freaking
Jay, hold on,
feud that is going on.
hold up, Jay, hold up. You know, you remember talking about Pat McAfee? Wasn't he the one that lasted like 20 minutes with Prime Gunther during his like killer phase?
Yeah.
Brother, now we know why. Now we know why.
And then he lasted what, 25 minutes against Austin Theory?
Look, I probably wasn't that much,
Or was
but
it
he did.
20?
But he
I
did
don't
have a
even
match.
know.
But
And
like,
then did he lose against Vince?
he did lose against Vince. Yeah.
Uh, he got destroyed by a football.
All I'm gonna say, guys, you know, TKO and WWE. This era, as much as we want to slate it, there has been good under the Triple H reign, but now we have a face to who to blame when it comes to the celebrity and the weird booking that isn't just Triple H triple fraud. It wasn't just Road Dogg. Now, according to you, Bobby Roode, now we know that Ari Emanuel is the main guy because I want to pull it back to the UFC as well. Because recently the UFC has been sucking. No good no good cards out there. Recently we saw a fight of Israel Adesanya being out there, and clearly, you know, he's there's not good enough. The card wasn't good enough, and the UFC Apex, something that the UFC needed during the pandemic when there was no fans. But we have fans now. What the hell are they doing? What the hell is going on? Why are you still putting up Apex cards if we have fans? There's places like San Jose, which is a MMA capital. We are an MMA staple here in San Jose. Like we have AKA just down the road, like with amazing fighters coming out of this gym, like Daniel Cormier, like Cain Velasquez, like Khabib, like Islam. But yet we're not having fights here in San Jose. But we prefer to have fights in the Apex? Really? You're telling me you couldn't have an Islam card here. You can't have a good heavyweight fight here. Well, don't probably not a good heavyweight fight because need to have our light heavyweight champion go up to heavyweight to at least save this card because Tom Aspinall is being a little girl crying about his eye. John Jones doesn't want to fight anybody, and Ngannou earned millions boxing and won't come back to UFC. And now we know why as well because the board don't want to pay the fighters. What's going on? I feel like TKO as a business is all about making money and not delivering. Because on Raw, pull it back to what we're talking about. We learn that Rey Mysterio is joining the Intercontinental Ladder match. Rey Mysterio.
They couldn't put Ray Phoenix in the match?
El Grande Americano. Either El Grande Americanos. We couldn't put any of them in the match. We need to have an old Rey Mysterio.
Just imagine Ray Mysterio winning. Not Mr. Evans.
See, this thing, I don't want Javon to win. As much as he probably deserves to win, or at least if the company's truly gonna back him up, I feel like Dragon Lee, Penta, I feel like those two, over the years have truly shown that they're up that caliber. And I feel like Javon Evans deserves to have, if he's gonna win the title, actually be in storyline base. But if they do give the title, yeah, 100%, I feel like it deserves it as well. Um, Big news. According to Jay, he saw a post that apparently Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar will be a pre-show match. I don't know where you saw that, and I don't understand
It's
what the
on
hell's
the
going on.
WWE Instagram page.
The WWE is
It's in the first hour of free TV on ESPN.
so you're putting the hottest match, the only good match that actually has good booking, good storyline. People are actually excited for will be a pre-show match when most of the people won't be inside the stadium. What type of idiot would decide to do that? There's a reason why it was the main event of your goddamn show.
Let me see if I could find it.
Like, why you trying to find that?
Oh, here it is. I found it.
I need to understand now. Let me see this.
Is the first hour on ESPN is Brock versus Oba.
Oh my god. So on their website, the main card for Sunday will be Sami Zayn, Trick Williams, Jade Cargo, Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, and the Demon. When you talk about the Demon coming back in a non-title match, you couldn't bring back the Demon versus CM Punk versus Dominic Mysterio, and then CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. The first hour will be
And the tag team titles aren't there, right?
the first hour will be the ladder match. Probably be the second best match on the night. The ladder match. You're putting the two best matches on the pre-show.
Lovely pre-show.
You're putting the two best matches on the pre-show. Why is Jade Cargo versus Rhea Ripley on the main show? Why is Dominic versus Finn, Demon Finn, on the main show? What type of idiot does this? Now look on the Saturday card. You know how dumb they are. You have the unsanctioned match. Drew versus Jacob Fatu, the blood match
Oh, lovely
on the
blood.
first hour. But you have the women's tag team in the main show. You have AJ versus Becky Lynch on the main show. I get it. The Usos and LA Knight, versus Speed and the Vision. Yeah, that should be a pre-show match. But which idiot, which dumbass would think that the women's tag team match, which has no stars, again, no firepower, no storyline, no good wrestling, deserves to be a main show? Like, I'm sorry. What person would ever think this? Now, again, I'm sorry. What person would ever think this? I don't understand it.
Triple Fraud and TKO, my boys.
See, I never condone the IWC to get mad. And I never condone the IWC to do what they do, if you know what I mean, when it comes to, I won't say bullying, but pressuring WWE. But this is a moment you need to pressure.
And here's the thing
I can guarantee you this.
Here's the thing.
Any smart man, I won't say man, every smart person in that company, any smart person in that
But here's
company
the thing, they're not
would
smart.
understand, and that's the thing, that's what I'm saying. Any smart person will understand that the matches that are on the first hour are the true bigger matches. On Saturday, it makes sense having that triple through the 6-man tag. That makes sense. But the women's tag team match under Vince McMahon, that probably wouldn't even make WrestleMania.
That would be in the
But yet,
pre-show.
but yet we have Io Sky, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Tiffany Stratton, Julia not making the show. We don't have Ilya Dragunov. We don't have Carmelo Hayes. Like, El Grande Americano, both Grandes Americanos not making the show. But yet, the women's tag team match. Yet, the Usos with LA Knight and Speed with the Vision are making it. Yet, the former WWE champion who was champion like a month ago is now a pre-show, a first hour. He was just champion.
All
Like, this
right,
is
you're
insane.
losing it already. Okay. Here's the thing.
Like, I'm sorry,
On
I'm losing it.
Saturday, no one cares about you losing it. On Saturday, I think I saw 4 women matches. 4. That's a lot. I think 1, 2. Oh no, never mind. 3. And on Sunday, there's 1. They couldn't put Drew and lovely Jacob Fatu
You couldn't
on
switch up matches.
Sunday. They
Uh,
couldn't put that one on Sunday, and they could have just
you know
transfer.
what's the funny part?
They couldn't transfer the ladder match on Saturday. That's why they could not be on the pre-show.
Jay, this is the funny part. I probably won't watch WrestleMania on Saturday. There's only one match at WrestleMania on Saturday that I actually care about, and that's Jacob Fatu versus Drew
Actually,
McIntyre.
for me, it's 2. I want to see if Randy actually wins.
Well, I guess yeah. You know what? At most 3 because I like Gunther, and hopefully Seth Rollins goes back to original Seth.
I know, but the problem is this: Gunther's gonna lose against Seth.
But that's the thing.
Promise you that.
That's why I said. That's why I said maybe. But the rest of the matches I don't care about.
Oh no, Sunday the
I do
card
not
is
care.
pretty good.
Sunday, there's only one match I don't care about, and that's Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley.
Well,
And
no
you
one
know
care
the
about
reason
it.
why. As good as Rhea Ripley is, Jade Cargill's horrible. I have no idea why Jade Cargill still is women's champion. If she's still women's champion, it's the only reason for it is because Bianca Belair comes back and wins the belt. That's the only reason.
You know what they could have done? It could have been so simple. They could have put Jacob Fatu and they could have put Oba Femi, both of them. Well, Jacob Fatu is only on Saturday. Hold up a second before you get into your Karen face.
Karen face, hold up. Nah. We're cutting your mic. Your mic is cut. I'm sorry. Your mic is cut. Whatever you say right now will not be on the show. Your mic is fully cut.
I was gonna say
no,
this.
No, your mic is cut. I'm
Jacob
sorry.
Fatu and Drew McIntyre could have been on the regular show with Oba and Brock, putting down the tag team champions on the pre-show, and AJ Lee against Becky Lynch on the pre-show on Sunday.
Honestly, move Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, switch them up with Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, and then put the Jade Cargill and Rhea match into the pre-show, and put in Oba versus.
You know
Brock.
what they could have done? Actually, that's perfect.
Yeah, legit. Like, do that, and then you know what? Just for the laugh, just for the lulz, then switch the women's tag team with Trick Williams and Sami Zayn.
You want to know something? I don't know why, but I have this feeling that besides of a 6-man ladder match, it's gonna be an 8-man ladder match. They're gonna add probably 2 more
Honestly, the Grandes
on Friday and next Monday.
You could add in the Grandes if you want to. You get like if you truly want to make it an all mid card.
It could add 10 folks easily.
Like if you truly want to make it a huge, like if you truly want to make it a true mid card thing, you could just add the Grandes. You could add them. But look again, this is us talking. We will do a prediction match once the card is fully set. Thank you guys so much. This is the end of the podcast. I know it's a little bit of a rant, but guess what? It deserved it. This is such a horrible TKO. Horrible business. Thank you guys so much. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you all next time, and goodbye.